Welcome back to another episode of Just a Bet Outside. We're going to go over week two, some best bets, go over the schedule, and talk a bit about that crazy Thursday night game we just had. I don't know if you're following on Instagram. I gave out our first video, three bets for last night's game, went 2-1 and plus 0.65 units. So if you want some more bets, make sure to follow us on Instagram. We'll give some out on Twitter too, and I'll probably do another video for maybe Sunday or Monday night's game too. So, Ryan, you're back from being sick. What's going on?
I am back. I'm glad I can be here this time. Couldn't talk about the Seahawks game because I was out sick, but that was a crazy game, and glad I won that bet. That was a good win, and really glad the kicker missed it, barely left. Whew, that was way too close.
It was a little close. Some questionable decisions as we talked about in the recap video. But
Yeah.
hey, we're excited. Week two, we're off and rolling. We're positive on the Instagram video, so we're gonna keep it rolling this week. It's gonna be a big week. I feel it. I got three really good bets, so you're gonna want to stay tuned. So first, that Thursday night game though last night, ooh, baby, that was wild. Those are two of the best quarterbacks in the league. It got a little ugly, I think, for some of it. But just seeing Justin Herbert at the end, he couldn't even lift his arm. I mean, he had like a broken rib or something, and he's throwing a dime down the middle of the field. It was just that was a fun game to watch. I don't know what you thought of the game.
So, is there a report out? I've not seen about Justin Herbert. Is there something out? What's the injury? Because that looked bad. Like he couldn't run.
No,
He could have walked for a first down, and then somehow he throws a 30-yard rope right down the middle of the field. Like, how do you do that? He
yeah,
could have ran two
no,
yards.
yeah, no. The play before you're talking about, yeah,
Yeah,
he could have just
yeah,
ran, got the first down. He was so hurt he didn't even think about it. He just wanted to get rid of the
yeah. He
ball,
flicked the
just
ball out of
threw it out
bounds.
of bounds.
Get
Yeah.
away from me.
So you think for sure, okay, he's going out of the game. He's
Yeah,
done. He can't do this. Next play, he just keeps his left hand by his side and throws a dime to a guy right down the middle. I mean, that
yeah.
that was gritty. That showed a lot about Herbert, the kind of guy he is. He made a
Hmm.
huge mistake. I mean, that game was decided with that pick six.
I don't know if
That
that
was
was on
brutal.
him. You think that was on him? I don't think that was on him. Everett
No,
wanted to come out. He waved to the head coach, "Hey, I'm gassed. I could
yeah.
barely move." He's stumbling, and the DB gets right in front of him. That was just
I
bad.
think he thought he was going to be more inside. I think it was a really lazy route by Everett. He
Yes,
just didn't.
super
He
lazy.
kind of went to the outside, saw someone there, and said, "I'll just stop." And I think Herbert thought he was just going to come back inside on the other side, and he jumped it. So I think it was kind of both of them. Either way, he wasn't that open. But that game was the decider. I mean, that play was the decider. That was insane.
Oh
They
yeah,
went from maybe going up seven to down seven, and it was just yeah, it was kind of over after that. I don't think Mahomes was I thought that Chargers D looked like they should this year. I mean, they're loaded on the defensive line. They're putting pressure all day long. Good secondary. Chiefs didn't score many offensive points.
no, the Chargers did a good job at keeping everything in front of him. The few times that Mahomes was able to move and slide up in the pocket, that's when he was able to take his shot. I think Watson had one, and there was another one. That was the only way they really moved the ball quick down the field. So it definitely worked for the
Yeah, no, I
Chargers
agree.
that way.
I agree. I think you saw a little bit of the loss of Tyreek Hill that game. I know you didn't see it week
Yep.
one with the Chiefs, but they were playing the Cardinals, and we talked about the Cardinals. They're not very good. So uh, here's the thing about the Chargers. Everyone likes them every year, and I'm high on them. I think they got a chance to win the Super Bowl every year, or last couple of years, especially this year. They're loaded on defense, but they just continue to just play close games and just always find a way to stick in and making a close game no matter who they play, really. And I was trying to think how is this team on paper one of the top three teams, but they just can't figure out ways to get over the hump or run or and win. And I just
Winning
think it's the
culture.
head coach. I think it's the head coach. I think their
Yeah.
offense lacks a lot of creativity. That's just me. I think they lack creativity. They're kind of
Hmm.
predictable. I mean, they got weapons everywhere. They make questionable decisions on fourth down. And I just think I don't know what the problem is. They were 500 last year about, and this year, I mean, their roster is just way better than they're performing right now, I think.
Yes, it does seem that way. The coach is a defensive minded coach, I believe. He came from like a defensive coordinator. I know he was like a quarterback in like high school or something like that. But yeah, something seems off. Winning culture, just not knowing how to win. Something they definitely should be getting more wins than what they're doing right now.
Yeah, no, I think Herbert needs an offensive coach as the head coach and someone who's been doing this before because that team is ready to win a Super Bowl. So I think they need a good veteran leader in there. I'm not saying to fire Staley right now, but I just think there's just something going on there. I'm not sure where it is, but maybe they'll turn it around. But that was a great game. Good win by the Chiefs. Yeah, those divisional games in the AFC West, we talked about it. They're going to be awesome. I mean,
Yep.
every week they're going to be good. So,
Oh, those games are really
uh,
gonna matter. I mean, winning
mhm.
that division is gonna be huge, and yeah, having some home field advantage come playoff times is what you need. And to lose
Yeah,
divisional games is not good.
no, because you want that tiebreaker too, and you want to win
Yep.
2 games against somebody for head to head. So, but great game to start off the week. We've had 2 awesome Thursday night games. That was on Amazon Prime. That was a different feel last time on Amazon Prime. We had a little Richard Sherman on there. Yeah, it's I guess if you just play football, you can be an announcer. That's all it is.
That's
You don't
all it
actually
takes.
have
It
to
seems
like
like.
you don't have to like be a legit analyst or anything and work your whole life for it. You just have to play football and then you get a job. So that's it. Thought that was interesting that they're all players. But anyways, let's get into the big games this week, and then we're gonna go over our best bets. Again, I'm going 3-0 this week. Very worst 2-1, but I'm hitting them. So first game, Bucks and Saints. How are we feeling about that one?
Bucks and Saints, another divisional game, which is a huge game. The Saints always have their number, it seems like. With the Buccaneers, the offensive line struggles. I know receivers were missing some practices, so that's going to hurt a little bit. I feel like ball's not going to come out as quick, and that D line really gets to Tom Brady, and that will be a struggle. Um, Fournette looked good though against the Cowboys, so maybe they look to hand him the ball a little bit more this game. Hit him in some routes, so you know, can't ever really doubt or bet against Grandpa Goat, but um, I don't know. What do you think?
You can bet against them when they play the Saints.
Should you?
Tom Tom Brady's been on the Bucks for 2 years, right? So they played 4 games. And guess how many Brady has won against the Saints?
I think zero. Am I right?
You were correct. Yep.
Yes.
He has yet to beat them. And that was the year they won the Super Bowl, the
Yep.
first year. Yeah, they were pretty good. And so the Saints just own them. I know this isn't Sean Payton now, but their defense knows how to play them. They can't run the ball. Saints are always good run defensive wise. And I think that kind of takes it, but they usually always get pressure. I don't know if the Saints defense yet is as good as they've been in the years past.
They struggled
I
against the
thought that
Falcons,
I thought they should have been, but they did struggle against the Falcons. Now we're talking home opener against Tom Brady.
right?
Um, I just think that's going to be a little different, honestly. But I just can't. There's something to say about Tom Brady against the Saints. He just struggles. That's just all it is. So, and I think this is the worst Bucks team that Tom Brady's had against the Saints so far. I mean, they're just killed with injuries up front. They still don't have Godwin back. No more Gronk. I'm kind of surprised, I guess, by the Bucks being almost a field goal favorite on the road against a team he's yet to beat. So, or at
Right.
least in the last couple of years.
Right. I do
So,
like.
that's kind of my thought.
Yeah, I do like their weapons. Like if the O line could hold up enough, and as long as the weapons can stay healthy, Julio Jones. Um, I
He had a
do.
good
I do
game.
like.
I will say he had an okay game.
Yeah, they have good weapons with Fournette and Jones and Godwin if he can get healthy, and Russell Gage and Mike Evans. But it's just a matter of you know being healthy and having the time to throw and get them the ball because they were electric. I didn't feel like they missed Gronk at all, but I think that will come at some point in time.
Agree. I don't think the Bucks offense was that good against the Cowboys on last week. They scored I think 19 points, and I mean they were on the field a lot, and they still they didn't look that impressive to me. But they're able to run the ball. So if they can't run the ball with
Oh
Fournette this game, I think they're in
yeah,
trouble. And if that defensive line gets any pressure, which let me tell you, if they can't get pressure on this depleted Bucks O line, they're at home and they're opener. I mean, then maybe we got some problems on that Saints team. But I just think the odds and everything are just very interesting that the Bucks are favored. But
right.
should be a good one. It's divisional. You never know.
Yep.
So game number 2, Dolphins at Ravens. This should be a really good game. I'm actually interested to see how good the Dolphins really are this year. To see
Mm-hmm.
if they've taken that next step. The defense, how I see this game going is a defensive battle. I just think these are 2 good defenses. I know the Ravens lost Kyle Fuller for the season, which sucks for them, their DB. But I still think this is going to be one of those running the ball, trying to take care of it, not mess up too much, those kind of things. So I just think I think the over under is 44 and a half. It's not a best bet, but I lean under 44 and a half. And yeah, and last week Lamar Jackson only had 17 rushing yards. So I don't
Hmm.
know if this is just one game, but I don't know if he's going to start to try to become more of a passer. It was against the Jets, I believe.
Yep.
And so they didn't need to do a lot. But yeah, I'd be interested to see because the Dolphins beat them. What was it, 22-10 last season? So should be interesting to see how this goes. What do you think about this game?
See, I think I'm leaning the other way. I think this is going to be an exciting game. I think it's going to be a little bit high scoring. The Ravens are going to have to keep putting up points because against the Jets, they knew they can just kind of mail it in. They can just run the ball. They can just don't have to score, don't have to push it. So I think this really shows, Lamar Jackson where he becomes like the MVP, kind of like I was predicting earlier in one of our videos. And they're going to have to keep scoring because the chance for the Dolphins to score, it can be one catch, it can be one reverse, it can be anything, and they can get 6 points on you just like that. And then everyone in the stands is going to do the waddle. Everyone's got a waddle.
Pretty
Um,
funny, yeah.
that's just what it is. So I think you're right. This is really a test for the Dolphins to show we are either a really good team and we're looking to make the playoffs and do stuff in the playoffs, or are we just kind of a Dolphins team and going to be right around 500 and maybe make it or just miss it. So I definitely think this is an important game for them, and that's why I think they'll try and get points on the board and score and be above that 44 and
Do
a half.
you lean over? Do you think it's going to be they might have some defensive scores, offense will get moving? You think this is over?
I think this is over for sure.
You're
I
wrong.
think the offense will be the
No,
ones to
you're wrong.
score.
No, I'm
No,
cutting you off. You're wrong. So
you can't cut me
listen.
off.
You know
Go for it.
what? This is great because we're gonna have challenges all year long, and this is one of them. I mean, we're doing it right now. $25, Ryan. Me and you. Little side
25
bet.
bucks.
Under 44.5. Are you in or out? I got
I'm going
under.
over.
You got over.
I got
You
news
ready?
later on in the show or in our video here,
Go
and
down, baby. You got
yeah,
it. All right.
25. Me and you.
Okay, this is an official best bet, but this is a bet between us. $25. I got under 44.5 in the Ravens Dolphins, and he has over.
Yep.
So yeah, be excited for next video when I rub it in his face after I win. So
Oh no, there will be cash money signs or something on my screen for this easy 25. It's not even close.
no, these offenses, as long as they're not throwing pick sixes. I mean, Tua, stay with me. Be conservative. Don't put up too many points. So
Lamar can take
okay,
it
well
to the house. Yeah. Nope. You ain't winning this one.
17 rushing yards last week, Lamar.
They didn't have to. He didn't have to prove anything. They could have been in the backups. They were going up against the backup quarterback and the Jets. Come on.
I have a statement that proves you wrong. Lamar is on a contract year. Do you think
Yeah.
he wants to get hurt? He's making Russell Wilson business decisions right now.
He also wants that cheddar cheese. He wants the money.
No,
Back up the
no.
brink truck.
Anyways, defense, bring it on Sunday, please. Third game. Listen, last two games are going to be the Monday night games because they're the best games. We have 3 10-point spreads this weekend, I believe. So there could be some blowouts. So we want to pick some games that could actually be good. And before I get into the third game, can we just talk about one thing? We now live in a world where the Lions and the Giants are favorite in the same week. The Lions and the Giants. Think about that for a second. I don't know the stat on when the last time that's happened. I would guess 1856. I don't know. Maybe a little after that, but that's just
Maybe a little bit.
mind-boggling to me. So we might get into that a little bit better with best bets. But third game, Titans at Bills on Monday night. What are we thinking about this game? It's a pretty good game. It's a big spread though. This is one of those 9.5-point spreads, but it just seems too big because the Titans know how to compete.
Yeah, they know how to compete. It's pretty bad that they lost to the Giants. But that was a 2-point score at the very end of the game type of situation.
Mhm.
So I don't see them making another mistake like that. And they can lose, but they got to play better football. And I think that's what they do here against the Bills. I would lean that they would go under in that spread. I don't know. They got to have a better
I
showing.
think they'll cover the 9.5. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they just, yeah.
Listen, there's only one way I think they even have a chance, and that's run the ball Derrick Henry and control the clock because you don't want Josh Allen on the field in that offense forever.
Right.
But Mike Vrabel's an underdog. I mean, that's one of those things where that's almost a guaranteed bet that you have to do because he's just good as an underdog. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I know he's good, at least against the spread. But the Titans are scrappy usually. That week one was brutal. I've been trying to tell myself you can't just assume what these teams are after 1 week. Things change all the time. You're never as bad as your worst week or as good as your best week. So I think the Titans will come back, but I will say that Bills team is loaded at home
Yeah.
on a Monday night game. I also wouldn't be surprised if they just won 31-10. So
Oh, they can put
yeah.
up points in a hurry. Josh Allen is special. They got
Yeah.
weapons. But the Titans, if they have another bad showing and go down 0-2 in the AFC, that's
It's gonna
not
be tough.
not a good look. The
Yep, I
AFC
agree.
is just loaded. So to start 0-2 in the AFC, you don't want to do that. But when you get Bills number 2, they needed to win week 1 and they
They did.
stunk the bed.
And they may have just had a little look ahead, like, can't wait for the Bills. We get the
Yeah,
Giants, let's just take care of business and move on, and the Giants came back and, somehow pulled out a miracle win. By the way, Saquon Barkley, welcome back to the
ooh,
NFL. What
yep,
a game, huh? What a
proving me
game by
wrong.
Saquon. Yeah, well, that's 1 week, he's gotta stay healthy, so but, yeah, he's proven some people wrong right now, so that's Titan Bills. If I had to lean on that one, that's tough. I'd probably go Titans. If you can get 10 on that, I'd probably go Titans plus 10. I think they know how to play him a little bit, but that's a stay away game for me. Over under 48. Nothing about that interests me. How about you? You got any leads?
I would lean that the Bills would win, but I don't think you would make much money or any money off of that. I think they're favored to win
No,
by, like you were
you
saying,
can
a lot.
put
But
that. Yeah, you can put that in a parlay. Bills money line with another good favorite.
yeah, that makes
Something like
sense.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
So last game, I'm really excited about Vikings at Eagles Monday night.
yeah, yep,
This is a game between two NFC teams and we talked about this. The NFC is wide open.
yep.
So I think there's a chance that one of these two teams can get in. Um, I'm high on both teams. There's a team I really like in this game, and we're going to go over that on the best bets. But what do you think about this one?
Very important game again. It kind of shows who's going to be the dominant team in the NFC. The Vikings kind of looked like that with the way they played against the Packers and just kind of Justin Jefferson and the new offense and their defense really stepping up against the Packers. And then the Eagles, another great roster, good team, but they gave up a lot of points to the Lions. How do you give up 35 points to the Lions? What are you going to give up to the Vikings? 45, 50,
They
60?
they
Like,
had remember they had a big lead and what that does to it a little bit sometimes.
yeah,
And remember the Lions could play an all-star team and they will still drop down by 25 and still come back and lose by 3. I mean, that's just what they do every game. So you're on the road. I think just to go off that, I think the Eagles' performance was maybe more impressive than the Vikings. I know that seems silly
it
to you.
seems weird. Yeah.
The Packers have no Devontae Adams, no Allen Lazard. I mean, they just didn't know what to do. I think they lost both of their tackles during that game, the right and left tackle.
I think you're right.
I mean, they were a mess. It was in Minnesota, and Minnesota plays way better at home. And what they win 20-7 or something, 23-7, something like
Yeah.
that.
Something like that.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
yeah, yeah. So I just think the Eagles are a little bit better of a team at this point. And when you have your home opener, you're on Monday night. And also, by the way, Kirk Cousins in prime time. Do we all know how bad he sucks at prime time?
He's terrible in prime time. I totally forgot about that. You are absolutely right. Yeah, he's
Yeah. So don't forget that. Also, I think their team is better. Their head coach is better, but remember he's still a new coach. So, I think this is, yeah, I think you guys have an idea where I'm leaning already. But Darius Slay and Bradbury, the corners for Philly, I think they can slow down Jefferson. You're never going to stop him, but I think they can definitely slow him down.
yeah. No, should be
Yeah.
a good game,
So
good Monday night game.
over
Should be
under
a fun one
50
to
and a
watch.
half. Yeah, over under 50 and a half. I think there's going to be some points in this game, like quite a bit. Like I don't have any strong opinion, but when I first looked at this game, I said this has got to be going over 50 and a half. Like I can see a 30-27 game easily, or 30-24 or
Yeah,
something like that. But I just have a feeling Minnesota, they're not a good road team, and Philly's at home. I think that makes a big difference. So, but yeah, those are kind of the main games. We talked about how the Lions and Giants are favorite. We have Patriots Steelers. That game should be the over under should probably be what I say about 10, 13. I mean, those are going to be two ugly offenses. There might be points
yeah.
by defenses on pick sixes or something, but that is ugly. So, I didn't want to talk about that game too, but I know Mac Jones is having some back injuries, so I don't know if he's
That
playing or
can't be
not.
good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Trubisky, I thought he looked good at the beginning of the game, and then he kind of didn't do
I
much.
mean,
It looked great, and then
It
when
looked like this week.
Fitzpatrick's gets a pick six and the defense gets 5 turnovers and you only score, what was it, 20 something points?
23 points in 5 quarters after
No,
getting
that
5
should
turnovers.
not be the case. I have,
No, and by the way, TJ Watt's out. That's going to be huge.
yep.
And so there's that game. I think the Bengals Cowboys could have been a good game, but now now both of them are trying to avoid 0-2. I mean, Cooper Rush can't do any worse than Dak did last week, so I think they're getting maybe 7 or so on that spread. The Cowboys at home.
They're
I
going to
would
just run
probably
that
lean
football.
Cowboys on that. I think people are doubting. I think the line moves too much when a quarterback goes out. Cooper Rush had a good game when Dak was out. I think it was last year. And so, I can see them rallying around him a little bit and at least keeping that game close. 'Cause I think Cincinnati still got some work to do with kind of getting off the mat from that Super Bowl loss.
A
But
Super Bowl hangover. It's a thing. It's real.
it is legit. It absolutely is legit. Yeah. So those are the 4 main games. Back to the Instagram video last night. I don't know if everybody saw it, but please give us a follow. We're gonna give out best bets on that. The only game I lost on that one was the Austin Eckler touchdown. Come on, make fun of me. Come on.
Yep. You and Austin Eckler, you tried to get him twice for touchdowns, and nope, nothing, 0. So you gonna ride him rest of the season, or what's going on there?
2 weeks in a row, okay? In the first video, I gave out Eckler a touchdown. He didn't score. They had a chance at the one. Yesterday, I gave it out on the Instagram video. He had 20 last year. I said, you know what? He's due. They had the ball at the 1 yard line again. They threw it. They had a pick six from the 2 yard line. I mean, I don't know what's going on with the coaching, but I'm done with Eckler. Eckler, this isn't on you. This is on the coaching decisions to not give you the ball at the goal line. So I'm done with Eckler. You won't hear me say it for at least a couple weeks. So
I'm
that was the only
betting
game we
you say it
lost.
next
But
week. You'll
unless
figure
he's got a good matchup and all that kind of stuff. At some point, he has to score. So, but
yeah,
I hit Mike Williams over 66.5 receiving yards, I think, in the second quarter on that one.
they're
He was
just
the
throwing him
man.
the
No
ball.
Keenan Allen. That was an easy bet. No sweat. He hit that pretty easy, especially on that big pass he had. The other one I had was Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He cleared his, I think it was 15.5 receiving yards. He had 30-something, I believe, or 40. I mean, that was an easy win, too. So be sure to follow us. We're giving out good bets, player props, spread bets, over, under, all that kind of stuff. So it's a lot of fun. We're getting Instagram going. I'll tweet out some things, too. So follow us. And yeah, hit subscribe, too, on YouTube if you're listening. Just hit that like button, too. So anything else you kind of got before we get into best bets on those 4 games?
No, I think we're ready for best bets. What do you think?
Let's do it. So listen, Ryan, I think has some big ones today. So it's gonna be yeah, he's gonna hit a couple and we're gonna hit big, and then you can listen to mine, which are all locks, obviously, because there's such thing as a lock, right, on NFL betting.
Oh
So
yeah, easy. Austin Eckler.
go ahead. There you go. Okay, it's a lock that he's not gonna score. I wonder if that's a bet. So
Right.
Ryan's got 3 and I got 3. So Ryan, you go first.
Yeah, here we go. So I got the same game parlay with the Panthers with the money line winning that game, and they're going to score under 43.5, and it's plus 290. They're facing the Giants. Both teams are going to look to run the football, and it's just going to be a slow game. Panthers, I think, are still the better team. The Giants, yeah, they got to win, but the Panthers are a better team, I think. I know they didn't play the Browns all that great, but they came back and won or had a chance to win. And then the Browns kicker, rookie kicker, buries a 50 plus
Hmm.
yarder. So I think the Panthers bounce back and get a win, and the score stays under 43.5 for that one. My next bet, we talked about it. This is where I would pick same game parlay again with the Ravens winning the game, and they're going to score over 44.5 for plus 185. We talked about the game already. I just think it's going to be high scoring. They got to put up points to win this game. They're not going to be able to just turn around and run. I can see your face over there. Yeah, they do. They can't just run the football and be done. They got to be willing to put up points and score the game to win that. The next one, I have another same game parlay with Devontae Adams and Marquise Brown. They're going to combine for over 200 plus receiving yards at plus 350. Devontae Adams, he had like 140 yards last week. He just knows how to get yards. And Hollywood Brown, I think they're going to try and take a shot or two. So Adams will have probably like 120, somewhere around there. And then Marquise Hollywood Brown will be closer to like the 70 to 80 range. And they'll break over that 200 for the plus 350 for me. What do you got going?
Wow, those are some big bets. Big plus money bets. I mean, if you hit 2 of those 3, you're solid. I disagree with the Ravens, obviously, the over under on that. And just to be clear, all those totals at the end of those same game parlays, those are game totals, not a team total. So those are he's got 3 same game parlays. I love it. I love the plus money because I don't have a plus money today. I got close though. So bet number 1, Davis Mills over a half an interception. I know. You're watching this thinking, really? You're gonna bet that someone throws an interception? He's thrown an interception. I think it was 5 of the last 6 road games. It's Davis Mills. Okay, it's Davis Mills. He's not terrible, but he's
It's
not that
better than I
good.
thought.
Yeah, so he's gonna throw a pick that game. That's at minus 120, I believe. So that's my first bet. Second bet. These next 2 bets are locks. Okay, this is happening. We talked about it.
Yep.
Saints plus 2.5. Okay. If you want to sprinkle a little money on the money line just for the Saints to win, go for it. It's plus money. Saints plus 2.5 minus 110. Tom Brady's never beat him. This is his worst team. He's got injuries everywhere. He doesn't have all his weapons on the outside. The Saints are at home. They feed off the crowd. I think Jameis in that second half finally started getting going with some of these new weapons because he didn't have Michael Thomas last year. Chris Olave is a rookie. It's going to take time to gel. I think he started to get going. You saw Michael Thomas become Michael Thomas at the end of that game. He made some big plays, touchdowns. I think he had 2 touchdowns. And I think they get it going, and the Saints will win that, but I'll take the plus 2.5 in that game. So next game is one of the Monday night games. The Philadelphia Eagles. Fade Kirk Cousins in primetime, especially on the road. And the Eagles are just going to win. The Eagles are going to put up a lot of points. I think the Vikings. I think the Vikings are a little overrated. For the Eagles to pretty much just be a pick 'em at home is saying that they think the Vikings are just a much better team. Not much better, but they think they're better. And I just think that's wrong. I think the Eagles are a very good team. They know how to score points. Jalen Hurts he'll beat you with the legs. He hasn't made business decisions yet like Lamar Jackson or Russell Wilson. He's still running the ball. And so I just think they're going to win that. As all you got to do is slow down Jefferson, and the Eagles have a stout run defense. You may not have seen it all game in week 1 against DeAndre Swift, but they are better than they showed. So, and they got 2 corners to do that, like we talked about. So, Eagles -1, -110. That's my third and final bet. 3 winners. That's right. All right. I think that's all we got though for today. Yeah, I don't know if you got anything else, Ryan, or we good to go.
Just excited for some football on Sunday and 2 Monday night games. Like, I don't understand that. Like, how many times does that happen? Does it happen often during the week
I
or
don't
no? Or during the
I don't
season?
remember happening maybe like week 1, but week 2 is kind of
That's
weird
that's what I
because
thought.
it's
I thought it was week 1, but no, excited for Sunday football games. Definitely gonna nail some of my bets or all of my bets and be plus money on all of that. It's gonna be nice.
Yep. We're gonna win, and we're just gonna pile onto that Instagram video that wants some money already to start the week. So follow us on all these social medias, Instagram, Twitter, all of it. We're gonna give out best bets on all 3 of them, and yeah, you'll probably hear another video on Monday. I'll get out maybe some player props or something like that for those games. So, anyways, that's it for today. Thanks for listening. Thanks for all you that subscribe. We're almost up to 50 already, and this is only our 4th or 5th video. So appreciate all of you, and hit that subscribe button, hit the notifications if you want to find out when these videos come out. And that's where we're at. So thanks for watching. Just a bet outside. Talk to you later.